Okay, let's finish things off with the goaltending from the Canadian teams. Same five guys for both you, like the centers, just in slightly different order, but Hellebuyck, number one. I mean, all the stats said he was far and away the best goaltender last year. Anthony, was he the clear-cut choice for you?
Yeah, for sure. He propelled that Winnipeg Jets team into the playoffs. They lost a bunch of their D. I think they lost all 27 D in their entire depth chart from the previous season. He just stood on his head, 6 shutouts, leading all goaltenders in the National Hockey League, but just making the big save at the right time and just playing at a lights out pace the whole entire season. He had a little bit of a dip mid-season there, but for me, Connor Hellebuyck, number one goalie in the National Hockey League going into next season, not just the Canadian division.
Justin, it seems like when that anonymous player poll comes out every year that Carey Price is always picked as the top goaltender, and he's number 4 on your list. Perhaps a more rested Price this year, does he have a chance to climb back up?
Yeah, this is a really tough one because you're right. Like, all the players say he's the best goaltender in the National Hockey League. Most of the GMs, a lot of the fans, he has that reputation, but it just doesn't match up with statistics, you know? So it's really hard for me when you look at his numbers over the past few years versus how people talk about him. It doesn't line up. So he has been asked to do a lot. He has been playing behind not particularly awesome defensive teams. So yeah, a little more rest. Maybe he bounces back and, you know, wins himself another Vezina next year. But as things are trending right now, it'd be real hard for me to predict that happening. So unfortunately for him and Habs fans, still slotted in at number 4 on my list.
Anthony, I'll finish with this. Recency bias. Perhaps Thatcher Demko was the best goaltender in the bubble for a 3-game stretch. They bring in a former Vezina winner, but is it the uncertainty of not knowing who's number 1 that keeps any Canuck goaltender off the list?
Yeah, 3 games is not a big sample size, and I know he stifled that Vegas Golden Knights offense and stood on his head and almost won them the series, but this is the long game here in Vancouver, I think, is gambling on him, and I don't think it's really going to really pay off, especially in losing Chris Tanev, who was a guy that was a stalwart back there, blocking shots, playing like a warrior, getting the pucks out, pucks in deep. So he's one of those guys that they really, really miss, and I think it's going to show up, on the goaltending's GAA at the end of the season.
All right, guys, let's do this again. About 20 games in, and just prove how right you two were.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Thanks a lot.